sure I have some sound coming in now. And let's go like this. And in theory, we are good. Okay. I think we are live. Welcome. Oh, I guess I have to do this. Welcome to OnSet. I am Daniel Norton. I want to make sure it's actually live here. I don't see anything yet. It still says hang tight. I think that's because there's a delay on the YouTube. There's a delay on the YouTube. Anyways, welcome to OnSet. Oh, there I am. There I am poking at the computer. I am Daniel Norton. This is Marissa. They left us on our own. So we are officially in control of Adorama right now. If there's anything you guys want to see, you know, we're in control. It's just us. Seth's not here. Dave's not here. Nobody's watching us. We have, well, I mean, you guys are watching.
And we're live.
And we're live. So yeah, this video is video. This live stream is going to be talking about kind of packing for location. You know, I haven't been on location that much in the last year or so. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but it seems like there'll be more location shooting coming up, hopefully. So what I want to talk about was kind of bringing a small kit along. And part of that's going to be small flashes and stuff, and I'm going to go through all of it. I have this bag here, which is probably hard to see, but this is a Airport International bag by Think Tank. So it can fit in the overhead of an airplane. You can take this plus a backpack, let's say with your camera and your computer, and you can basically go on location and shoot a lot of stuff. So I've got some flashes in here that we're going to talk about and show. There is, before I forget, because I do forget things, there is a special. You know, I don't always get specials, but they decided to give me a special this time. With the ProPhoto A10, so I'm going to show you my computer screen. I'm doing a little switching here. We'll see if I can do it nearly as good as Seth. Probably not. Okay, so if you get a ProPhoto A10 today only, and I'm not sure if that goes to midnight, just buy right now. If you get a ProPhoto A10, you're going to get these two items for free, woo, which is a 1x1 softbox roughly with the grid. And not only that, you thought that was it. That's not it. You also get, I'm like Ron Popeil over here, if you put it in your cart, you can see that once you're here, you are allowed to also get discounts on these items. This is the OCF adapter for, so you can use the A10 with the OCF stuff. And then this is the speed ring. Now, if you already have, like me, OCF adapter and a speed ring, and you just need a flash, of course, you could just get that as well. I will not check out with that yet, but I might later, so I'll leave that there. Let's close that. All right, so let's go. Oh, I should have opened Capture One. All right, so let's make a Capture One project. Oh, I should do this. All right, guys, I'm opening Capture One now. I'm going to come over here and remove this thingy. And then, okay, so when I'm using Capture One, I'm going to open it up. I'm going to call it today's date, which is the 13th of May. And this is OnSet Live. And I'm just going to save it to my desktop. No, I do not want to update anything. It always wants to update whenever I go live. It never updates when I don't go live, but when I go live, okay, so I'm going to do this. Boop. Hold on a second, guys. I'm going to do a little picture-in-picture action for you guys, because I'm good like that. Doot, boop. There I am. Wave, Marissa. There we go. Okay, over there. All right, so this is Capture One, which we'll deal with in a second. We're going to, I'm going to use my Nikon. We'll deal with all that in a minute. But before then, let's go through the gear, because the gear is important. I will periodically, I do that every time. I ruin the picture-in-picture, guys. Every time I ruin the picture-in-picture. Every single time. There we go. Save. Close. Okay. Anyways, you can see me. I'm going to come over here and look at comments and stuff periodically. And by periodically, I mean right now. Oh, no, yep, that's it. Solo, no Seth. Right, he blew us off today. Flagstaff, Arizona. Australia. Woo. All right. Okay, so I'm going to jump in. Cliff is in the chat, I believe. The one and only Cliff. So if you guys have questions about the ProPhoto stuff that I don't get to quick enough, then go ahead and ask him. I see a lot of hellos. I didn't see anything immediately that I need to answer. I'm sorry if I missed your question. I will do my best to check them. Check it before you wreck it. All right, so let's do this. All right, so I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Daniel, that bag's not that big. This bag is, no, I don't know how big it is. Anyways. Okay, so it's pretty packed. I'm not going to deny that, right? But we've got a lot of options in here. We've got 2 different soft boxes, a 2-foot Octa, and this one that you can get as a discount, which is the 1 by, actually free, you don't get a discount, 1 by 1 by 1.3 by 1.3. Apparently, Profoto spent the extra money when making the softbox to use commas instead of periods. So it's 1,3 by 1,3. If you just, if you're like a cheap brand, you're going to do like 1.3. Not Profoto. They go all the way. All right, so we got those 2 boxes. I've got my remote, which I'll put on my camera right now. This is the Profoto Air remote that I'm going to use to trigger everything. And I will immediately lose if I don't put it on my camera. Probably just walked off camera there. Boop. All right. All right, so honestly, I usually put that with the camera. When I'm traveling, it stays with my camera, but I put it in the lighting kit today because, I want to show it would all fit. Yeah. Okay, we've got a reflector. We've got an umbrella. So now we've got essentially 4 modifiers for light, right? We have 2 different size softboxes. We've got an umbrella, and we have a reflector. And coincidentally, I have 4 lights. I have 2 Profoto B10s. And 2 Profoto A10s. So A10s and B10s. A10 is your small on-camera style flash, but of course you can also fire it off camera, which we'll do today. And the B10 is like basically like a studio style flash, but very tiny. All this stuff is battery powered, and all of it works through TTL. So we've got that, and the other thing I have in here, believe it or not, is 4 light stands. You like these, right? Ooh. Da, 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 da. So we're going to go like this, and Marissa is going to put the lights on the stands, because she's good like that. Don't drop. So as we assemble this stuff, a lot of times when you go on location, you don't really know what you need, right? But having flash is going to give you a lot of options because that is going to give you the ability to control your space, right? I mean, obviously you can see us right now because we're in a fairly bright space and I have lights on because we're making a video. But with the flash, we're going to be able to overpower the light in here and create a whole bunch of different types of lighting scenarios with what we've got. So I got 4 of these. Another option too, if you want to travel a little bit more lightweight, is you could take like 3 stands and make them clamps to hang the lights, especially when you're talking about the small flashes like the A10, you can clamp it somewhere. But I brought stands for all because, I'm good like that. So I've got 2 of these, right, which is, you get a discount on these guys if you get the A10. And what these are, simple as this, it's going to essentially transform your light, your small flash as it would be, into the proper dimension to use it as a big flash. Ooh. Small flash to big flash conversion. No extra, well, no, there is an extra charge. Sorry. So, gonna get these all fired up, right? Not bad, right? We're doing okay here? And then if we want to put softboxes, you can really use any Profoto accessory now, right? But I have 2 of the OCS speed rings, so we can throw softboxes on these if we want. Very simply. And of course, the same accessory. Look at how simple that is. And the same accessory works. You even see that? It's so small. Yeah, okay. And then the same accessory is going to work on, like the B10. So if we take the B10, take the exact same speed ring. Boop. Ta-da! So all of our stuff is compatible. That's one of the things when you try and travel light, you want your stuff to be not incompatible, compatible, so that you can just kind of work with whatever you need in that moment, right? So let's move this table. All right, we're gonna put it over here. All right, ready? Lift with your legs, not with your back. We're circling around. Nice. Perfect. All right, let's do this, right? Put these over here. Do you want to be the model or the photographer today? We better not give her that option, right? If we give her the option, we might be in trouble. Okay, so questions so far? Hit that like button, yes. When is the video going to start? It is started. Maybe they don't see it yet. Okay, please show dramatic hard light with gels, with 2 speed lights. Oh, that's very specific. Okay. All right, well, we can probably do that. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do, right? We're gonna show a variety of lighting, because I could, of course, be like, oh, you don't have to carry a lot of lights and then only be able to do one thing, right? That'd be, of course, right? So we're gonna try to create a few different lighting scenarios. Let's start off with the softbox, the 1 comma. Again, look at those commas. You know how much extra a comma costs? Yeah, no expense to spare. All right, Pro Photo, they have all the commas. All right. Oh, silica gel.
No
okay.
extra charge.
No extra charge for the silica gel. You should know that I'm obsessed with silica gel, so I will definitely keep that. So these OCF speed rings will basically take the OCF stuff. They're kind of a lighter weight speed ring. You might see me use my other larger speed rings for the other boxes and stuff. But if you have the OCF box, you can use these lighter weight speed rings. This is square. Now remember that if we're talking about hard and soft, we're gonna talk about it relative to the subject, right? So if Marissa is here and I keep it close enough, it's not gonna be super hard, but she's got like an average size head. I don't wanna say Marissa's head is large, but you know, it's a little bit, but you know, 1,3, not bad. So this is gonna be decent for a portrait. We can get some shape and some contrast with it. So let's start there. Let's start with the A10, which is this one, I guess. And let's do this. So, boom, boom, boom. It's kind of lonely in here without Seth, huh? I can usually see him out of the corner of my eye going like this.
He's like, oh.
And then I'm like, what? He's like, so, I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on. Right. Oh, he's awesome. Okay, so we can't use any Berkeley reflectors today because they wouldn't fit in my bag. But I will say I did put some gels in there, so we might be able to do that. Okay, so much like all the other ProCF, man, my words are stumbling today. OCF stuff for ProPhoto, you've got your groups and your channels. This one currently is in D, which I will change because I want to use TTL. So I'm going to put it in A, just to start with. So I'm in group A, channel 3, and the air is on. This also has Bluetooth if you want to do various things with the Bluetooth. I'm not going to use that today. I am going to, the head will zoom automatically, or you can zoom it manually, which I'm going to do. I'm going to zoom it to a wider setting because I'm inside of a softbox. There we go. And I have the little dome on top. So people ask that question a lot. If the smaller the softbox that you put your light inside of, the more you want to make sure that light kicks around right away, right? If I'm shooting into like a really large softbox, my light's got a long way to go, so it spreads out from the light source, right? So maybe the dome inside doesn't make as much of a difference, but with a small box, you definitely want to have that dome on there. South Africa, welcome, welcome. Her head is beautiful. That's probably not the weirdest comment that she's ever gotten. Oh, wow. The computer lid's blocking the, yeah, well, I couldn't do much about that, guys, sorry. All right, so you'll see everything little by little. Okay, so we've got, I'm trying to hear so you guys can see. We've got the speed light, we've got the box. Since ProPhoto is not a sponsor, I put the logo on the bottom. If they're a sponsor, you put it right on the side there. They don't sponsor you. See that, Cliff? Send me some cash, you get the logo on the side. And foreshadowing anybody complaining that I'm blocking Marissa with the light, I will light from this side. Okay, so go ahead and face this way. And let's see. So again, if we want our light to be soft, we want it to be big. The way we make it big, generally, is we make it closer to the subject. So she's right there. I'm going to put the light, you know, people love to have an exact amount. You kind of don't want to put the light much further away than the size of the light is a good kind of middle ground. So this light's 1.3 feet. So I want to put it about 1.3 feet away. This is a Nikon. There are many like it. This one is mine. Okay, I'm just going to frame her up. Let's turn on our remote. Let's reset everything because I had been using it. Okay, first channel sync. Okay, there we go. Do a test shot. Boop, there we go. All right, everything's working. Now, take my camera. Got my little tether cable here. This time I secured it better because I almost knocked the table over last time. Almost. You know what it is? We were playing music earlier. We need some like royalty-free music to play during these things. All right. So we don't get like a cease and desist order. Okay, so I'm just going to use the TTL settings here to give us a general idea. Wow, my camera set at a weird setting. Oh, I see why. I'm an aperture priority. Okay, there we go, manual. All right, so I'm going to set my camera to 200th of a second, right, which is the fastest shutter speed within my normal sync range. 100 ISO. And because I'm using a small flash, I'm going to set it at about, let's say, 5.6. That should get us a black frame with no flash, or pretty close to it. Yeah, I can see. You know, a lot of times you might see me do like F8, but with a small flash, we really want to think about the power distribution. You know, we don't have, this is a powerful flash, but it's not that powerful. So we're just going to look at me. I'm going to take a shot, and boom. There she is. Look at that. That is not bad. Okay, so what tool am I on here? Who's been using my computer? All right, there we go. All right, there she is. Okay, so we can see, even though it is small and kind of crispy, you've still got this relatively soft transition to the shadow area here. And I feathered the light out so we've got enough coverage on her face. You can't see anything because I haven't switched the thing yet. Let's do that. Boom. We'll rewind the tape a little bit. I'll walk back here. Okay, so we just shot the, this is what it's like when we have set there. Okay, so we can see that we've got, you know, relatively soft light coming across her face. We've got relatively soft lines here. It's nice. Okay. I make music if you need some. Well, there you go. See, in this live, yes, indeed. Why carry similar size soft boxes? I do have a large umbrella as well. The reason why I have two soft boxes is they are different shapes. One is an octagon, which will actually kind of spread the light out more, and the soft box is going to give us more kind of cut edges. And we'll show both of them, that way you guys can see. So I am feathering it, but the soft box is always going to be a little bit more sharp than the octagon would be. So I can actually do more like this if I want to get more kind of dramatic, because we got a call for drama. Somebody was like, show some drama for your mama. All right, I'm going to put the modeling light on so I can see it. Yeah, that should be good. All right, here we go. Dramatic. Boom. All right. I've cut the light back a little bit. Now we've got a little bit more drama on this side. Not bad. Not bad. And of course, you know, remember that with no light at all, we had this, right? So even with this little tiny box, we're actually even getting light to the background a little bit here. It's just bouncing around, right? It's hitting the wall. If we want to get a little bit more control over where it falls, the littlest grid ever. Look how little it is, it's so cute. Little tiny grid. This one is actually, you know, a lot of times I call these egg crates, and I think I could actually eat this many eggs. I mean, not in one sitting.
But like before they go bad.
Right, before they go bad, exactly. Like in, you know, a couple weeks or whatever. Or if you had like an omelet party.
I know.
There's a great episode of The French Chef. You know The French Chef, Julia Childs?
Yeah.
So there's a great episode where she does omelets, and she's getting ready for an omelet party, and it's pretty epic. I would love to have.
If you had an omelet party, I would totally be there.
I'm doing it. All right, so I'm coming back around the grid for a little more drama. And again, I'm in TTL, so it will compensate. Right, and now we've got the background dark again, even with the flash on there, see? Easy, right? Easy peasy. Her eyes are really nice. Yes, they are. Can't see the image? Oh, no, okay, there's a delay. All right, good. All right, so that's cool, right? That's kind of dramatic. We could get it, I mean, I brought more than one light, and we all know more lights, more money. So let's use another light. So I also have, let's stick with the small flash because, you know, that's what the kids are doing these days. I've got this too. This is the Profoto grid holder. I'll show it to you in a second as soon as I get over there. Oh, it's actually a grid and gel holder. And I have a warming gel for it. So let's do a warming gel. So let's do this. It's magnetic, so I have all these like weird magnetic things stuck to my camera. All right, I'm gonna go with a 20 degree. All right, so we've got a grid, 20 degree grid, right? And then I've got the holder, which I put a warming gel in. So we got that. Let's go back. They all come together. I'm going to take my other small flash, A10. Okay. So for this, I'm going to remove the dome from the small flash, because otherwise it's butting up against the grids and gels. And now we should be able to get, by the way, they do actually make a set of grids for the A10 if you want just that. But again, small kit, versatility is key here. So for me, I'd rather use the same grids that go onto my large light when I'm doing this. Yeah, this is good. We'll do this, a little bit of warmth. And what's also interesting here, guys, is that I'm bouncing. Oh, can you see me? You can see me. Yeah, you can see this whole thing. Let me get bigger so you guys can see it. So I'm bouncing this light. I'm going to turn the model on if you guys can see it. It's actually going, some of it's going to go past her and kind of kick into here. And because this is white, we will get some bounce back. So we'll actually get a little bit of warmth coming back this way too, so it should be kind of nice. Again, I'm in TTL. This is in the B group. So let's switch here. That way you guys will see it as soon as it comes up. All right, so I'm going to turn off my A light for now. And I'm going to just fire the B light. Nope, I'm not going to fire the B light. That would be silly. Why would anybody fire the B light? I was testing you, testing you. It's in the B group, right? Oh, yes. You must put it on the same channel if you'd like it to work. It's weird. It's weird like that, but you know, you got to put it on the right channel. It's like you're trying to watch Game of Thrones, but you got it on Cinemax. Does that make sense? Yeah, that makes sense, right? Oh, look at that. Drama. So now we've got this bright kind of golden light coming from the back, and then we've got nothing from the front yet because I turned that off, right? So because we know that we like the exposure the other way, I'm going to switch to manual at this point, and I'm going to turn the A light back on, and let's just see what that looks like with both lights. Good? Oh, that was a weird expression. But it's good though. No. Oh, I haven't shown you anything. Once again, I forgot to show you. I should probably just leave it on that. Okay, let's go back for a second. Golden, glowy. Not golden glowy. You look a little bit like tired. Yeah, she's a little tired in that shot. Make sure that you comment below that Marissa's tired. I did do a video shooting 4x5 with Marissa, actually. I can't see it. I'm sorry. I'll leave it like this unless I'm doing something really intricate with the stuff because I'll forget otherwise. I knew I would. All right, so this looks okay to me. I feel like the light on her face now seems a little bright to me because if you had that much light coming from the back, like it was the end of the day or whatever, it'd be moodier in the front. Like it doesn't feel right for it to be evenly lit. So I'm going to come in the front, the A light, and I'm going to dial it down 1 stop. Why 1 stop? Because that's just, I can feel it. Sometimes you're just kind of going with the gut. Yeah, there we go, see? Now it feels like it's dark and that she's being lit basically by this. Now I'm purposely overexposing the hair light. If I want this to come down a bit, again, I can grab my exposure slider, dial it to where the hair looks good, which is like 1.5 stops, and come back around, take my B. Even though I went down to 1.5 stops, I'm only going to lower it to stop because I feel like that's all I feel like doing. Yeah, there we go. And then I think what we're going to do, yeah, this is nice. Now just bring your face so you're looking like right here, like with your face. Yeah, there we go. Right, we're going to try to get the light to kind of cut across her face. There we go. Right, so we've got this like kind of direct light that's a little bit moody with a gel. See, whoever asked for that. And you're very dramatic, which is, you don't know the silly thing Marissa was doing before, so this is the opposite of what we were doing before we were live. Yeah, this is not terrible. This is not terrible, Marissa.
Hey, hey.
It's her first time. Hey, everybody. It's nice to have on the background when you're editing. Yeah, when I was a kid, I was like, man, you know what I would love to be? Elevator music. No, I'm just kidding. All right. No, thank you for. All right, so anyways, this is the 2 lights, right? Grid, softbox, no softbox, warming gel. We could play around with this a lot of different ways, but I think that's a pretty good start, right? Now, let's change it up. Since we went really dramatic, let's go the other direction, right? Let's go the other direction right away, and then we will, should we go the other direction right away? No, you know what I'm going to do? Because I had the question, why do I have 2 softboxes that are similar in size? Let's switch to the other softbox. I'm going to go to the 2-foot Octa to show the difference. Now, your 2-foot Octa is, for all the people out there that do math, right? The surface area, no, I don't know, but it's just the nature of these kind of boxes, the more rounded ones, they tend to kind of have this like, when you're feathering the light, they tend to have just like a nicer feather. So if you're trying to kind of cut the edge of the light and control where it falls really dramatically, then, you're going to stack the deck in your favor by having kind of a square box or a rectangle. And if you want the light to, if you're working with feathering and you want to really kind of smooth the light around, having more of a rounded shaped source will help for that. So we can see that even though they're similar in size, they're not exactly the same. See, this one has like a little bit more kind of stretch and width. There's no commas in this one though, so it's cheaper. Yep. Well, actually, this one's free, so it doesn't, if you get the.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Nobody saw that. Don't worry, guys. No soft boxes were hurt in the filming of this. Thank you,
They
Marissa.
give the free one just to...
Yeah, they give the free one to make up for it. Now, I know somebody out there who's putting that in their cart, and they're like, what if I put it in my cart and they give me a free one, and then I go and I remove the flash? Will I still get it for free? No. I mean, maybe. Try that and let me know. Actually, don't try that, because if it works, then Adorama will be mad. All right. I'm breaking the system.
Too late.
They'll call me and they'll be like, Daniel, 600 people got free soft boxes. Well, I mean, you got cyber hacked. All right. Oh. Perfect. No, I don't know what happened there. All right. Done. She was sneezing. Okay, so we're going to turn the back light off for a second. Let's just bring this, I'm going to go back to TTL again, because again, I'm using a different source. I don't have a grid on it anymore. And let's kind of look, let's do the classic Marissa. Oh, there it is. There she is, right? Beautiful. You can't see it. Beautiful. Right? This is kind of, already it has a bit more wraparound. Oh, I put the logo on the side, but it's upside down. Cliff is probably in the chat right now. He's like, what are you doing? Hold on, look. This is an officially sanctioned Pro Photoshop. All right, sorry. Now I'm going to feather it over. And let's go a little more. There we go. The classic. Oops. There we go. You know, this is where this is nice, right? It has that like, and you still can put a grid on this, right? Because again, grids, how do I regulate the flash? I'm in TTL right now. TTL means through the lens metering. So when you're, oh, I got to blink though. She blinked, but it was nice otherwise. Yeah, look off that and extend your chin out. Like extend like a chicken a little bit. There we go. Up and up. Yeah. I love profiles. I'm a profile person, what can I say? All right, so I'm all about the profile. I'm all about Benjamins. So, I forget what the question was now. There was a question. Oh, how do I regulate? I'm in TTL, through the lens metering. So the flash transmitter is working together in conjunction with, we'll say, that sounds very fancy, with the flash unit and the camera to use the camera's meter to make a proper exposure. That's how I am getting the exposure. No pay. I get no pay, my thing's upside down. All right, so let's put a grid on this one. This is like a family, like if you were doing like a weekend with some friends over, maybe you'd have this many eggs.
Family reunion.
Family reunion, only part, yeah. Thank you, Marissa. Your grid assembly skills are good. Okay, we could still do a grid here, right? Because you can always do a grid.
Still looking this way?
No, you can look towards the light again.
Oh, towards the light.
Yeah, we can compare it. I'm still in TTL, so it's going to compensate. And we can see that, I mean, it's not exactly the same, but we can see that it's still big and open even with the grid, but the background becomes a bit darker because the grid is regulating the spread of the light, right? It's still a large source, so it's still soft. It just has more. That's the official turn. You're in manual. Not now, I'm not. Okay. How do I regulate the flash? I'm using TTL. The TTL regulates the flash. Exposure lock. Well, Cliff, I haven't got there yet. Come on. So I'm in TTL, right? Through the lens metering. That means that when I press the button on the camera, this little tiny photo assistant runs out here with the light meter, meters it, runs back up, tells the camera, tells the flash, it lets out a certain amount of power. If I like this exposure, well, let's say I don't like this exposure. Let's take one. Look right at me. We'll do a series. So let's say I shoot this one and I look at it and I go, you know what? That's not bad. Jason, who is the name of my assistant that comes out. Each Pro Photo remote has an assistant. You should always call them by name. Mine is Jason. Jason, that's not bad, but I feel like it's a little bit bright. Sometimes I call him Jay. Like I'll be like, hey, Jay. I can switch over to manual, and when I press it into manual, what happens is the light now locks into where it was. Now, it will not remeter every time. It's like, take a break, man. Go get a cup of coffee. We got this. Now, if I keep shooting, it will stay the same. It won't change. Very useful for portraits where you want everything to stay exactly the same. And I can also look at it, and I can now dial the light up in manual. So I can, let's say, take it down half a stop. So now I'm reducing my power by half a stop. And it's half a stop down. Now, the difference between doing that and doing it with exposure compensation is this. When you use exposure compensation, flash exposure compensation, it's still remetering it every time. It's just that when Jason runs out there, he's like, all right, I got this exposure. And I'm like, let's a little bit less. Where this is not remetering it. It doesn't change at all. Meaning that if I were, let's say Marissa walked 5 feet away from the light, she would then be very dark because she wouldn't be near my light anymore. But if I had flash exposure compensation on, it would readjust the exposure for her. So each one has its benefits. Yeah. But I am currently, now I'm in manual, but I was in TTL. I'm going back to TTL. So the way that I get my exposure generally is this. Let's say I want to use the 2 lights again together. I got 2 lights. Why not use them, right? First thing I'm going to do, I mean, you could just jump in there and be like, and it will do a pretty good job probably. Actually, let's just see what happens.
Jump in?
No, I'm going to do it. You want to jump? No. Yeah. All right. Let's say that you're a rebel. Or you're like, you know what, I trust it. I trust my lights. I trust Jason. He knows what he's doing. He's been doing this for a while. You can just turn both your lights on, put it in TTL and be like, Marissa, work it. Right? And then what will happen is Jason will do that. And it's fine, right? It's not terrible. But better, in my opinion, is to do each light separately. We turn off the backlight. Essentially, you can do it right from the remote. And we fire the first light, establishing our exposure in TTL. Okay, let's say we like that, but let's say it's a little bright. We want it to be a little darker. We hit manual, we dial it down 2/10. Let's shoot another one. Right? Oh, perfect. Now, I turn off that light. I turn on the backlight. I put it back in TTL. Boom. Now Jason is giving me a reading for the hair light. All right, Jason, not bad. It's a bit bright for me. Take this light, put it in manual, dial it down. In this case, I'm going to dial it down 1.2 stops. We take another shot. Now that looks good. Now we come back and we turn on the first light. Remember, we're in manual now. So that first light should not have changed. And there it is. We've got a moody shot of Marissa. Moody Marissa. Double M. Moody Marissa. Yeah, pretty nice, right? Easy. Easy peasy. That's almost a Rembrandt light.
Almost.
Almost. Not quite. Okay. That makes sense? Okay, good. Whew. We got it. We got that exposure. And now we've got a good exposure. Now I'm in manual, right? Nothing's going to change, so I can actually shoot a few. Boom. You'd be like, work it, girl. Work it, girl. If you're like a pro, you just like look through you don't look through the camera. You yell at your assistants while you're shooting. Why aren't you getting me coffee? What's going on here? Don't you see the shoot needs to be done? That's basically how the pros do it, right? And we just let the models do their thing, and it's done. That's all we need to do. That's fashion. So that's basically that. All right, so this is actually now with the Octa. Let's switch back, though. Actually, that's kind of a fun shot. Okay, so let's do this. Let's say that you're a high roller, like I am, and you have both the octagon and the square box. And you're like, Daniel, can I use both?
Oh.
2 soft boxes in a single shot? Now we're getting into some advanced stuff. I say yes. So we'll take our second flash. We'll remove our gel kit. Put a little ball back on. It's all magnetic, just like the bracelet that my mother wears for her arthritis. And I'll probably have to wear pretty soon. All right. So we're going to take this. Now, when using 2 soft boxes, whenever you're going to use 2 soft boxes for a subject and you want to make a photo, always look at them and you look for the one that is the most expensive. That is your key light. No, that's not true. Generally, we're going to do like a clamshell. I want to have the smaller of the two lights as my key, so it's going to be this one. And then I'm going to use that one, the second one, as a fill light. I'll set it up and then I'll go back. Hopefully I'll remember it. Remind me to put it back on the view of the screen before I take a picture.
Okay.
All right. I do have an arm, and I could theoretically boom this out over you, but I'm kind of feeling lazy, so we're just going to go like this. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Should I get the arm? I should get the arm, right?
No, I think you do it.
Yeah, I brought the arm. All right, guys. I brought the arm. I packed it. I put it as part of my kit. We got to show it's in the kit. This is the Noga arm. We're going to put it on top of the stand. Oh, did I bring the adapter? I might not have brought the adapter to use the Noga arm. I may not have put the adapter in my kit. That would be a classic Daniel thing to do. So, whenever you're on location and you forget to bring things, oh no, here we go. This will work. You got to sometimes take things apart. So this is actually an umbrella adapter from Tether Tools. I'm just going to screw it on here. That works. Boom, like that, right? Yeah. There we go. Fun, 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 right? Now, we're going to boom this out over her, so I want to make sure that whenever you're booming anything, you got 3 legs on a stand typically. You want to put the weight out over a leg. So we're going to make sure we boom in that direction so it doesn't fall over. These lights are very expensive. And also, we don't want it to fall on Marissa.
I mean, legally.
Legally, we don't want that. All right. So we're going to go like this. Okay. Like that. Totally fine. Not a problem at all. We're totally good. This is not going to be an issue.
Confidence weapon.
Yeah. I'm getting ready for the comments now. Don't do that. Poor Marissa. All right, we're going to use science. Science. There we go. I think it would have held the other way, but it's okay. We don't want to risk it. All right, we're going to bring this over. That looks pretty level, right? I'm going to bring this up. Oh, wonder if we're tall enough. Marissa's a tall drink of water. Yeah, that'll be fine. That's totally fine. Don't worry about it. Dun, da, da, da. These sands are very strong. Good, good, good. Yeah. If you want to be extra safe, we could put some weight over here, like from your camera bag or whatever, but I don't want to cheat and use something that wasn't in the program. Let's see. This guy is B. No, that's A. So this is my B light. I'm going to turn A off. Take B. I'm going to put it back in TTL. Okay, here we go. Start with one light. Boom. Oh. Yeah, let me see if I can get you I might want you to be a little shorter. Just a little bit, not that much. Actually, no, you're good. I changed the camera, right? This is the point in the shoot where I have to show the top of your head because people don't remember that you have the top of your head and they start getting upset. All right, so now we've got duct tape. Okay. All right, what's the difference between TTL and HSS? Oh, well. That is exactly right, what Derek said. TTL means through the lens metering. High-speed sync means, HSS means high-speed sync. It just has to do with how the flash works with it allows basically a faster shutter speed than normal. And it's not actually useful at all in the situation, so we're definitely not going to use it. It will just tax our light. So this is actually pretty good. This is kind of a beauty light, right? We can get different looks from it, but we are seeing that when she leans down like that we're getting a lot of shadow, right? And you want shadow in beauty light because you want to, oh. See, I didn't do it. You were supposed to remind me.
Oh!
Rewind back.
Cut that.
Okay, so once again. Boom, there we go. All right, so we've got this light from above. It's nice, but we can see that when she tilts her head down, the shadow's going to become a bit rich and deep, right? Which you may not want for this beauty type shot. So you could either just do that and be like, don't put your chin down, Marissa, which we can do. Let's try that. Even so much to the point of, we get that, and then you can even put your chin up a little bit. Which is why a lot of times in beauty, you see them with their chins up. It's not that they just get their nose hairs trimmed and they want to show it off. It's because, helps keep the light center on the face. But that's pretty nice, right? Nice and crisp, good, powerful light. Can't see. Yep, I know, there's a delay. Wish you could see the pic. You can see it now. All right, so that's fine. But if we want to add a fill light, we can do it a bunch of different ways. But since we have this one already set up, what I am going to do is remove the grid, because what does the grid do? The grid helps control the spread of light, but we don't want that, right? For a fill light, we want our light to go all over the place. I was going to do a clamshell, but I think instead of doing that, I'll do something different. Because, I like to mix it up. This is kind of like an on-axis fill, except it's off to one side, but it's still from the front. So I'm basically putting it right next to my camera so that the light itself will come more or less from the front, and hopefully it won't cause its own shadow, so we're going to try it. Do those stands really fit in the bag? Yeah, absolutely. If you go back to the beginning, I had 4 of them in the bag. That's why I did it live. Because, haters. No, I mean questioners. All right, I'm just messing with you. You're not a hater. Maybe you are a hater, I don't know. Haters can hate. All right, here we go. This is just the fill light. Okay, terrible, right? This is terrible light. Terrible, terrible light. But that's the fill light. And the reason why I shot it by itself is because I wanted to see where it was going to fall. And in fact, it is kind of throwing the light to one side. So it's not doing what I really wanted. So it's good to know that. So I have 2 options. I can either put it back here, right? And you might be like, well, that's going to throw your shadow on her. But nah, I don't think so. Oops, knocking things over. Let's try this. Okay, better, right? This is better because it's flat, right? It's terrible. Also terrible, terrible, ugly light. But again, this is our fill light. Okay, this is less directional, so let's go with this one. We need it to be lighter than this, though. We want our fill to be about 2 stops under our key. So I'm just going to look at this and go, okay, let's take it and dial it down to there. Okay, that's probably good for a shadow pattern. So I'm just using Capture One to get an idea of where I want my shadows to be. I think 1.5 stops is probably fine. So this is my A light. Again, I'm going to switch to manual, and I'm going to lower the light power by 1.5 stops. Then I'm going to turn my B light, which is my key right here, right? I'm going to turn that back on. And again, because I was in manual, it stayed where it was. So now we should get shaped light, but with a fill, right? Now, and of course we can adjust from here, right? This has a deeper shadow. This shadow's filled in, right? And we can control how much shadow we want or how little. I think actually I want a smidge more shadow, and I also want my key light to be a little bit less powerful. So now, again, I'm in manual. I'm going to take my B light, which is the key. I'm going to dial it down 1/10. I'm going to take the A light, which is the fill, and dial it down 2/10. And you might say, that's probably not a lot. And it's not. I'm finessing at this point. There it is. Boom. What do you think? Not bad, right?
Nice.
Clean. Right? Out of the bag. Easy, right? I'm not even using the big flashes yet. I have not even broke out the big guns yet. We're still using the little flashes. Almost clicked on my Creative Cloud. Oh, up in the corner? I know. They want me to update. All right. Okay, so let's do something else. Let's add, what should we do? Should we do like a little blowback from the hair in the back? Want to do a little drama for your mama?
Oh, yeah, always.
All right. Let's take the Profoto B10s. I got these guys. Now, if I'm going to do it again, by the way. Once again, guys, I'm going to switch off her so you can see me better. But then forget to put it back. So I'm sure. You know, normally, like if I came into this and I was like, all right, I know I'm going to do this shot, I would likely use, this is my fill light at least, so I'm not stressing the power of that light, right? This is way more powerful, but we're already set up, so I'll just use it the way it is. I'm just going to blast one of these from the back. Let's do like a whoosh. Yeah. So I'm going to kind of drop it just behind her shoulder blades. And we're going to put this one in the C group. Again, I want to make sure I'm on the right channel, which is channel 3. I mean, it's channel 3 for me, guys. You don't need to be on channel 3. Okay. Let's put it in TTL. Okay, now, this is where TTL is like, it doesn't know what the hell you want, right? TTL is like, what are you doing to me, man? So I'm not guessing I'm going to get any kind of great exposure here, but let's just see. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought it was going to look like. Yeah, all right. There you go. Terrible, right? Because the flash doesn't know what you want. So again, when people criticize TTL or criticize web, you have to think about how it works, right? It's trying to make a good exposure. It doesn't know what I want when I put the light behind our shoulders like that. I have to determine, what do I want? As it turns out, that's not terrible, to be honest with you. It looks bad by itself, but if I now come in and turn everything on, let's see what we got. Right? Subtle. It looked crazy before, but here you can barely see it. Did fire, right? Yeah. Nope, it didn't. There we go. Did it turn it off? Yeah, it's in sleep mode. All right. This is why Marissa needs to be shorter, but she keeps running as high as. Oh, it is off. Okay. There it is. Okay. I was like, you can barely see it. It's almost like it's off. It was off. All right. I suspect it will be slightly brighter this time. Yeah, okay. No, it's garbage. Okay, so, and again, by itself, that's garbage, right? But something's happening. It's building up. It's becoming something. And I think, I don't know, but I think, I'm going to risk it because, you know, I'm a risky kind of guy. I have another light. I'm going to take this one. This one I'm going to put in my D group, which is a non-TTL group. And I'm just going to turn it at full power. Why? That's just how I roll, man. Sometimes you just got to roll that way. No, I just want to see if I can get this wall to, like, blast. I think I can do it. What do you think, Marissa?
Oh, I
Question is, yeah. I believe I can fly. Okay, so, all right. This could be my moment, guys. I've been waiting for my moment all this time, just like M&M's. Yeah, there we go. Holy guacamole. That's a little bit too much. Just a little bit.
It's like touched by
I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not at all what I was trying to do. Okay, hold on. Okay, TTL uses the reflective metering. Yeah, of course. Yes. Am I using less power on the backlight? The UK, got to go to bed. Oh, good night. Car photography, nice. That's cool. When I was a photo assistant, I worked for this guy that used to do car photography, like not all the time, but enough that he built his studio for it. And he had this giant Chimera softbox. It was like the entire ceiling that you would just drive a car under. But when he wasn't shooting, he would just have it as the light in the space. So you would go in there and there was just like this massive like soft light. Oh, so good. I think it had like 12 Speedotron heads in there. All right, turn that light down 2 stops. There we go, now we're getting closer. Let's go a little bit more. So because I have the TTL remote, it doesn't have the D channel on there, so that's why I keep walking back here, just in case you're wondering. Also, what's nice is because once you lock in the exposure in your manual, you can actually adjust the lights separately and they don't care. Like the remote doesn't like drop it back where it was. There we go. What I wanted was the background to be white-ish, but still get that glow in her hair. That's what I was going for originally, but now it actually doesn't look that good, and that's probably because it needs a gel. When things don't look good, guys, add a gel on it. Gotta throw a gel on there. Yeah. Yeah, throw a little gel on there. It's also a little bit hot, so I'm gonna leave the power the same. See what we get. Okay, it's still hot, it's still too hot. All right, that's in the C group. Turn it down, have a stop. I also think it's just hitting you too low in the head. So I'm actually gonna move it further back. So moving it further back will give me more spread. I just have to be more careful that I don't get it in the shot. So I have to actually look through the camera. Yeah, there we go, subtle. So it's doing this like separation. Oh, you know what we can do now? We got this, Marissa. We got this. I'm gonna put a blue-ish gel. I think I have a light blue gel. Yeah, I've got like a light blue gel. I'm gonna put that on the background light. Yeah, I'll just do this. I'm just using clothespins here. C47s, as they're called sometimes. See if that. Use tape. I'm trying to not put tape in my beautiful light, but I might have to. I just want to get a little tiny bit of blue tint here. Little cone of blue. And I'm also gonna, that's the D, right? So I'm gonna turn this up again to 8 to compensate for the flash, but also I want to get it a little bit hotter. Okay. Yeah, there we go. So now we have this contrast, right? We've got this pale blue and then this warmth coming through her hair. Yeah, I like that. It's interesting. He's lugging a huge case of equipment. Oh, that's hanging out. Is the light binder using less power? Less power than what? I mean, essentially right now, the light that's shooting at the back of our head is using, it's set at 5.5. This one at the wall is set at 8. And remember, those two lights are way more powerful than the small flashes. So I would guess actual exposure, it's probably roughly the same at the back of her head as it is like the key light. You know, I just think that warm isn't working for me. You know, something about it that's just not working. Let's take the warm off. After all that, well, sometimes you use something and it doesn't work. See what other gels I have. I do have like a purple gel. Nah, we're not gonna go there. We're not going there. Let's just kill that for 1 second. Let's do one shot with the other warm and see if we like it. Yeah, it's better without the warm. Okay, so there we go. The warm was too much. Yeah, nice and clean. Bluish tint to it. Filled in, right? I'm actually wondering, because we're getting so much bounce around the room, we might not need this fill light in the back. Let's kill it for a second. Let's see what we get. Now I still like it. So I was thinking to myself that maybe that was too much, too flat, but you can see the difference here, right? This is with the fill from the front. It's nice and natural. Here it just looks more artificial, right? Because this light is so glowy, and then you've got this shadow on her face, doesn't really match. So if you're gonna do this kind of big, open, glowy light, you gotta kind of think about your light so it makes sense to the scene. So yeah, I would probably definitely lean towards, well, we didn't actually use the umbrella. We didn't use the umbrella, but we did achieve Let's do it without the hair light at all. Sorry. Sometimes I have an idea and then. All right, so we're going to kill the hair light. Now we're just doing the light blue light on the wall and the, maybe I do like the hair light. I'm torn. That's why we have both. Like, it's just so subtle, right? It's like this little bit of like sparkles here. If you like to Photoshop out flyaway hair, you would hate this light. But yeah, see, it just gives that little, You know what? I'm gonna turn it back on, but I'm just gonna finesse it a tiny bit. All right, I'm gonna turn it down one stop. I just want it to barely be there. Yeah, there it is. That's it. Just barely there. Almost like it feels like the light bouncing off the wall from the back is doing it, but clearly it's not because it wouldn't look that way. But yeah, so we've achieved really, really soft. We got your classic beauty, right? The various beauty shots, and then we did this kind of fun booty thing with the hair light. That was when we were setting it up, and just really simple. I got my profile shot that I like. Always have to do a profile. Classic Marissa. If there's ever a classic Marissa shot, that's it. Yeah, and then I think my favorite is just the beginning, just a really simple. This one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just really simple, right? No, I lost it, so I can't. Yeah, hold on. Just very, very simple with this. Although I do like that little added glow. But yeah, sometimes just the simplest light is that. And guys, that's just that 1x1.3 softbox. This guy with the grid, well that was, and then just kind of ripping across. So let's see if we got any questions as we wrap this thing up. Hey, do the umbrella. We'll do the umbrella next time. We didn't need to. That's the thing, right? If you think about your lights, you can get the same effect a lot of different ways. So to get a really flat light from the front there, you may have been able to do it with just the umbrella, but the idea of doing it with two lights was that we could create that shape under her chin, right, with the shadow, like in here, and then fill in. And that's really the key here, right? The umbrella, we could have got something similar and flat if you only had one light, but with the two lights, we did a better job. So as I say, 2 lights are better than 1. And 3 lights, even better. 4 lights, you're rolling. All right, guys, we are unfortunately going to miss Seth, I think, Rue. Up. Huh. Seth's taking an Uber because that's how he rolls. So yeah, we will be back in 2 weeks. Well, I will. Marissa will be back whenever she feels like it. If you guys don't follow Marissa already, Marissa.Roper, the ultimate actor, filmmaker, chef, and dancer. And I am Daniel Norton. Follow me, of course. Follow Adorama if you haven't. And also, yeah, so I definitely mentioned at the beginning, if you want a ProPhoto A10, go to Adorama, pick one up. You get this softbox and this grid for free. You can get the adapters at a discounted price. So get that stuff. That's only today. After that, there's going to be some other kind of deal, but I was told it would not be as good as this one. So, take what you can. All right, I think we're good. Let's see if there's anything else before I close this thing out. Oh, can't get a car. Oh. All right, guys, I was going to say something about it. Oh, we will be back soon. If you guys don't follow me on my channel, Daniel Norton Photographer, Marissa is looking to steal my job. And we've been filming. She's learning photography like a champ. And there should be some new episodes of that coming out soon. So if you guys like that, go over there and watch. If you haven't seen it before, then you'll be in for a treat, I think, because Marissa's pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. She's not too shabby. So in any case, I will see you guys next time.